Right, I should be recording. Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably heard it, guys. Good.
hmm
I'm just gonna place this down below or on top. Yeah, maybe on top. I think someone is joining. No, maybe. Can you guys see it?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, it's Ben.
Oh, sick.
Good, good. Can I make this? Hello, Ben.
Hello, sorry I'm a little late.
No problem, no problem. So I was just gonna say I can't really turn my camera on because I don't really look that good right now. I'm gonna have an operation in a week, so you can turn it off as well if you want.
No
Uh,
problem.
all
Yeah, I
right.
saw the message. Cool. Hope you feel
Okay.
better.
Thank you. Right. So we were just gonna start, and so today we're just gonna go over the 10 lines of text that I gave as homework last time. Not gonna do any cuneiform since this is a, how do we call this? So we didn't do class like last week, so I guess we're just trailing a little bit, and we want to get back into track. And next week it's gonna be the real class, I guess. So
Mhm.
let's start with line number 34. Does anyone want to start?
I don't mind it if nobody else wants to.
Sure, go for it.
So I've got U4 dot a as the normalization of that first bit.
So like this.
Yeah, but U4.
Oh well, yeah, but and yeah, like ud. This is ud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um
Transliteration.
yeah, I just know the sign is either U4 or UD. So yeah, I just have it transliterated as just U4. So yeah, it's UD dot a.
Perfect. Yeah, it's just that I don't know. For me, when I pass like when I do the analysis of the sentence and stuff, I like to account for all the sounds in the word.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I usually put them, but no problem. Like I got you.
I've got key dot nothing,
Key dot
because it's
nothing.
just the direct object of the verb that comes immediately afterwards,
Okay.
which is gub dot ba dot esh2, I guess would be the way to normalize it.
So you say group the bud dot esh.
Yeah.
I would go for group a, the nominalizing particle, just a.
Ah, right. Yeah, yeah. It was either nominalized or ba to it. Um,
Mm,
I just kind
gotcha.
of took the gamble.
No problem. Good.
And then ba dot nien dot n dot a dot ta.
Lots of dots
Yeah.
again.
Some of the verbs in this bit were like, I think they're really interesting, like the imperative forms. They're
They are.
just a nightmare to like work
I
out.
thought the same.
Yeah.
Lots of reduplication happening too.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
ma ma as well. Oh,
Yeah, that was
was
weird.
not a fan.
Okay, very well. So how do you go about translating this?
So the it follows a very similar bit from the bit above. So I've
Right?
got it from the day when I have gone to stand in the underworld.
Yeah, amazing. Du-du-du. So from the day that I have gone to, you said from the day I have gone to stand in the underworld, right?
Yeah, from the day that I have gone to stand.
So basically ud a, yeah, locative, then ki gubash, okay. But okay. So I think I have one little tweak to do here. The the, the meaning is mostly correct. It's definitely works. But I think there's one thing to be said. So
I
Uda is.
was
Mhm.
oh sorry, I was wondering if key goob works together as a word meaning station, or is that
Yep,
different context?
it does actually. Uh, as a matter of fact, I think if you look it up, Kigub, yeah, it's station and
Like
it's
place of standing or something.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes it happens with separable verbs. So that if you put them together, they, you know, become a noun, I guess. So it's not yeah, it's common. So key group like this is station. Otherwise, it's just standing on a place, I guess.
So here it's a verbal form. That's
Yep.
translated, not a noun. Okay.
Yep. Usually, people that I mean, whoever's in charge of doing the transliteration would technically just add a, dash between the two
Got
if
it.
they knew it was a noun. But yeah, it does mean station or just days. Okay, so key here. So group is to stand, right?
Yeah.
Thing is, if we understand this key to be in the abstract, we
Yeah.
would understand it as a direct object. So we're basically saying not I have gone to stand in the underworld, but this would become sort of causative and become to make the underworld stand upright.
Right.
Because if I want to say to stand in the underworld, I have to assume that here there's either a locative, but it's unlikely because we already have one, or a directive, which is likely because, again, key, with vowels, how it works.
Yeah.
So I would understand it as this. So,
Directive as in for making, like sort of like a in order to make the
yeah,
underworld stand.
so no, in this context, the directive basically acts as a, I mean, sometimes it's not entirely clear like what the difference is between the locative and the directive. Usually the locative marks like presence inside of a place, while the directive is more like to be by a place, close to a place. It's a bit less precise, I think, in terms of like space. And
Got it.
secondly, if you
They're
already
both
have,
spatial.
Mhm. So, and if you already have one locative, it's odd that you would have another one. So you kind of have to switch to that one, to the directive. But the
Yeah.
directive does have also this function where it functions as a dative basically for a non-animate class nouns. So in order to, or for. So yes, definitely a feature of the directive. Just here it acts more like a locative.
Got it. And I also had a sorry to interrupt. I had a quick question about
Mhm.
the esh ending on the end. Does that
Yep.
make it into an infinitive, or what is that doing there
Uh,
in order to
yeah,
stand?
this is very interesting again because it ties back to what we just said about the directive. So cases in Sumerian are quite interchangeable at times. So the ash here, so first of all, the ash is a case, so it's a terminative, which works with nouns, as all cases do. Here, gub is a
Right.
verb. Gub a is a nominalized verb, so morphologically it just acts as a noun, right? So that's why you can use the ash with it. And the
So it's
ash,
kind of like a participle.
yep, the ash can sometimes denote purpose. So what we call purpose clauses. So basically a sentence that marks the purpose of something.
Huh.
So I have gone to
So
stand.
sorry, go ahead.
Gotcha. I should perhaps turn Discord off. I have it open on my phone so that you don't get the notifications. Let me just actually I'll just silence the group real quick. Can I silence it? Please make me silence this group chat. Well, I don't know how to do that. No problem. Let's go on.
Oh, I was just going to say that it seems kind of similar to in other case languages that I've studied that are not related at all to Sumerian, obviously, but you have ace plus ace into um an odd, both
Yeah,
plus the accusative, odd in Latin and ace
yeah,
in ancient Greek, and they can sometimes have a, at least in Latin, they can have a direct sort of purpose quality, more so in Latin, I think. But
yeah. It's very
so
similar to how odd is sometimes used in Latin, I think.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. Does the in the middle, that's just a nominalizing feature of the verb. So that makes it like a participle. Goob means to stand. Makes it like gooba makes it a participle
Yep.
or sort of a verbal noun. And
Yep.
then ish on the end makes it toward, but literally, but it can be in order to verb,
Right.
in order to stand.
Perfect. Yep.
And then in the underworld.
Yep. Exactly.
Or okay, cool. Just wanted to take it apart piece by piece and try to figure it out. So thank you guys.
No problem. Anytime, really. So yeah, don't be shy about questions, really. I don't mind stopping for a few minutes. So I changed it to after, since it blends in better, I think, with the rest of the text as you're translating it. But yep, it was basically correct. So good job. Does anyone else want to have a go at this line?
I can try it if that works.
Sure.
So I got for air, so for transliterated, not transliterating, or transcribing it, I got air two and then do do six, and then this one was weird, I think. Let me check. Oh yeah, I got da and got an M on the end of da. Not sure if that's correct or not.
Like this?
In parentheses. Yeah, do dot dom, and then
Okay.
mar mu. So u in mu in parentheses, and then dot anib. So ani dot b.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure if that's. I think the mu in before ani got the u vowel got suppressed,
No
and
problem.
the ah well ani is spelled out, and the ib is just an indef. I think it's a object marker in the verb. I'm not saying that it's
Right.
definite. So I'm not sure about these verbs. With mar, I saw that as an MSL form
Yep, it is.
for to go, for again, again.
I think
But
it's
I'm not sure
gar,
exactly.
the place.
Or gar. Let me check. Gar. Oh, to place, to put or place. That's right. I should have checked my notes. I was going
No
from
problem.
memory.
Don't worry.
Gar or place, and this is an MSR, sorry, MSL form that is uh Maru, I think, but
Yep.
because it's reduplicated.
Right. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad. I mean, I have to say this line is old but beginners friendly. It's
and it
very
has for
complicated.
her or for it has an ani in it for her.
Right.
So to put it for her. And I'm wondering if the B on the end is related to the what's it called? The impersonal or inanimate.
It says,
Like they placed it for her.
mhm.
And
Yeah, I'm
doo
gonna explain.
doo I had
I see
sure.
that Chuck raised his
They
hand.
have oh go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just curious because it kind of got confusing for me. When you have when they repeat it, what was the purpose in repeating it? That's where I got thrown off.
All right, so good question. Let's see that just now. But before I go any further, I was gonna ask Adam. Sorry, Nathan. Did you have a different? I mean, how do you use this line? Do you agree with them?
So I've got R2 with the absolutive do six do six. I've gone dot a because I don't think it's a verb.
Mhm.
Do six is ruin, so it's just reduplicated for pluralization rather
Right.
than any
Cool.
sort of noun.
So you see,
Um,
if we go on the do six entry on the APSD, we can see that they understand it as dude, and even with the extra graphemic sound r, so probably duder, but yeah, which explains the presence of the da at the end, which isn't commutative, but rather the product of
Great, thank you. Really cool.
right, like this.
So one reduplicated word in this line emphasizes the plural,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one emphasizes that it's a verbal form, that's maru. So reduplication can do different things, I guess.
Yep. So for nouns, it usually, I mean, when a noun is reduplicated, it usually transpires like this collective kind of meaning, you know? If you say dingir dingir, it mostly means like all the gods, all the possible gods.
It doesn't necessarily mean gods plural, because that would be dingirene or something, but it means all of the gods, so collective. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be all the gods, but like many gods, like in that sense. Same here. I think dude is ruins, ruin mounds. So a lot of them, I think.
Yeah, I think it's one of them where there's like so many different ways to make something a plural in Sumerian. Like they could just have well have just put do that rather than do that, and it still could have been plural depending on your interpretation of it.
Right.
And in
Yeah.
other words, they also use ene, but maybe not with this noun, but with other nouns. That's also plural marker. That's
Yeah.
closer to like other languages.
Right.
Adding
Yeah.
in.
It's usually
So that
used.
would
Sorry, Chuck. Go ahead.
no, so that would be at the discretion of the scribe or the translator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
Yep. So
Also, I
basically,
think
Because
some
I'm hearing I'm seeing different ways of presenting it. Okay, got it.
yep.
Yeah, I think my understanding of it, and someone else please correct me if I'm misunderstanding it, is that some nouns are known to take certain patterns for making them plural, and other nouns, like some nouns will have reduplication, and other nouns will have ane added as a suffix, but it depended on which scribe was writing it. Some scribes might not include as much information for plurals than others, but I might be misunderstanding it. Depends on the
So
time period.
the thing is, to begin with, like Sumerian nouns don't really carry a notion of number, grammatical number. So they can be plural, they can be singular, depending on the context. However, I mean, animate nouns, like gods, persons, sometimes animals, but usually not, they tend to either just stay the same. So with no real distinction between singular and plural. Sometimes, especially when they are in the ergative, they can get the, but not always, ene suffix. And sometimes when you want to emphasize the fact, I mean, how do you call it, the collective aspect of it, you can duplicate them. While for the non-animate nouns, so like ruin mounds and other objects of any sort, you can't really add the ene suffix because it's reserved to the animate class of
I see. That
substantives.
makes sense.
So the only way
So
you
it
have,
depends on the nature of the word.
yep, basically. So the only way you have to clearly, explicitly make the word plural with non-person class nouns is non-animate class nouns is by reduplicating them. Sometimes, especially Akkadians, I mean, when using Sumerian words in Akkadian, scribes would use this. So they would write do 6, and then as a determinative, they would add mesh. Sorry, hia. Hia is a verb in Sumerian meaning to be mixed, to be like to be copious, abundant. So it's like do a lot. Like imagine it like
So
this.
that was a convention that Akkadian scribes used
Yep.
to emphasize the plurality of the Sumerian verb for other scribes.
Yep.
Convenience, basically. Cool.
Yeah. While for animate nouns, they would do lu, for example, mesh. Same thing.
That's cool.
Yep.
So they emphasized it using different sort of determinatives, or depending on whether the word was animate or inanimate, or a person or a thing.
Correct.
That's
Hittites
cool.
also do the same, which is fun.
That
All
is
right.
pretty fun.
So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this for the sake of simplicity. And the verb, I would like to explain it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nathan,
no, you go. There's a bit of it I really don't get, so you go.
okay. So basically, this is most clearly an imperative form, right? So it's a command. So with positive commands, what do you have is the part of the verb that would actually go before the verb. So the verbal chain is moved in front of the verb. So whatever you have before the verb becomes verb, and then so imagine you can just move it like from there to here, and it should become clearer. So let's try ma, ni, ib, mar, mar. So the ma is two things. It's basically the venitive mu plus the r particle, well, prefix, which always contracts into ma. Now, the r particle here is a dative dimensional prefix for the first person singular. So it's probably something like this, contracting into ma. So ma is for me. Ni can be a few things, either the causative, but mostly we know that it's the locative prefix. So dimensional prefix. So there. The be here before the verb, since let me see. Yeah, so basically this form, if I mean it's commands are usually in the ham-to, right? So the verbal chain doesn't make full sense when you switch it from imperative to normal verb, because this would require ham-to, sorry, maru nominal prefixes. So like this, but pretending the rule doesn't apply, the be here should be the object marker for the third person inanimate class. So it. And then you have ma ma, which is jar jar things without.
Exactly.
So place. So then you just go, you go up above and you build up. So you have place it there for me. And then you have it.
Wow. I love that. That is so complicated. So many
Right.
layers there.
This is
Agree.
the programmer side of me that makes everything very pragmatic. And
Yeah. Not only does it look like a programming language, sort of, it functions like one, essentially, to try to
yeah,
understand what's happening.
it does. It quite does. I mean, if you start like marking things like the names of the cases and stuff, it really does look like a programming language. So here the ma is a reduplication, which does not imply that the verb is maru. It just implies that the verb is in its emphatic form. So place.
Okay, so reduplication can be used for nouns to make them collective or plural collective.
Yep.
But for verbs it can be used to distinguish between distinguish them as maru and not hamtu, but it can also be used for emphasis in verbs.
Right. It can
So
also
there
be
are
used for
at least three
emphasis
different
for emphasis of plurality of the object.
with verbs.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. So there's at least 4 different things that reduplication can do, and 3 of them are verbal. That's
Right.
cool. Right.
Okay. So the way I would understand it is R. Then you have mar, mu, a, ni, bi. And how do we go about translating it? What do you guys have?
Well, I have heap up tears for me in the ruins, i.e., lament for me in the ruins.
Yeah, so lament for me in the ruins.
Because I was kind of expecting like ernyar to be a compound verb, but it isn't. Um, but like it's just like basically place a lot of tears for me in the ruins.
I think it could possibly. Oh yeah, it isn't. Yeah, just place a lot of tears for me in the ruins, so make a lament for me or something.
Yeah.
How do we say it? Make a lament for me in the ruins?
Make much lament or something like archaic sounding, or
I like that.
for me in the ruins. Yeah.
And put
Yeah.
tears within my temple, within the temples.
Yeah, here it's more like a ruin mound and a temple, but the temple is gonna appear like down below, so there's time and place for that. All right. What follows is a bit complicated, actually. Let's go. Now we know how the verb works.
I found the one in 35 like really tricky, and then this one was kind of okay.
You're a monster.
Um
Yeah, no, right.
so I've got Shem, and then I've kind of just put Goenna as just one word,
Yep.
with a invisible genitive at the end
Okay.
because I think it's the Goenna drum, so i.e. the drum, the Goenna of drum,
Right.
kind of anticipatory genitive sort of vibe.
Yep.
And then do 12, do 12. Um, Now the bit that tripped me up here was the a, so I've got it as like nominalized and then for me.
Mm-hmm.
So a mu dot a um dot and then I've got nibi, so it's the similar thing, so it's still calling back to in the ruins.
Right. So I actually forgot a thing. So I was telling you about the verb in the imperative. So a simple verb in the imperative would be like mar'a, like place,
Yeah,
with a being the imperative kind of suffix. Sometimes it's e, sometimes it's u, but mostly a. So even if you don't see
Much
it, like,
simpler.
but even if you don't see it, like here, marmar, muani, but it's still present. So it's fair to just.
does it function similarly to the nominalizing a?
It does.
Obviously it's different, but we can simplify it to doing a similar thing.
Yep. The thing is, the
Okay.
nominalizer is just mostly a, while this one is using a
Okay.
vowel of choice. That's why we know it's two different things. And sometimes you can't see it, like here, like it's not clearly written that there's like a vowel here. But here, for example, it kind of is, because it's do and then you have a. But sometimes they wouldn't write it, sometimes they would. So, but it's just fair. I mean, it's more correct to just place it and
Right.
write. Right. So
Just
by the
a
way,
quick question about, oh, sorry.
sure.
Just a quick question about that. So, the base form of an imperative without all that extra stuff tacked
Mhm.
onto it would just be have the suffix a.
Yep.
But here you have reduplicated to show that it's to sort of make it adverbial like much, to show that there's much of the object happening.
Mhm.
And there's also the dative ani added to it, and a suffix b referring to the object also. So that's why there's a lot of extra information happening for this context, but
Mhm.
it could just be I'm trying to sum up what you just said to make sure it makes sense. But it could just be mar just for
Yep.
a simple imperative. So
Yep.
that's a good thing to be able to recognize the simple form so that you can then find all be aware of more complicated forms that tack on more information for the context.
Absolutely. So I think the
Okay.
logic is you can have let's say do a, so like play like an instrument or just play it. However, if you want to say play it for me, you have to say do a ma. But at this point, you're
Yeah.
basically forced to kind of repeat the whole verbal chain. So you can't
Yeah.
just take one prefix, right? So if you want to say like if you want to expand the meaning to like I don't know, for me or there, then you have to kind of copy the whole verbal chain after the verb.
That makes sense. And then the reduplication is in this case again just to uh, add sort of an adverbial very much or with the object
Yep.
or a lot of it. Okay.
Right. So how do we translate this?
So I was really lucky. I'd literally read an article before I got to this line about instruments. So
Nice.
I've got it as play the Gwena drums for me. Obviously still in the ruins as part of the lament.
So, okay, about that. That's why, you know that sometimes you have the name of something and then you have the specification, like you have the, for example, drums, and
Okay.
then you have specific. We had it above, like here. You
Oh,
have the,
the come man come stuff.
yep. So as if you had like invisible commas telling you what the name of the item is, you know?
Yeah.
So it's as if they were saying, I think at least, Shem Guena, so known as Guena, sorry. So I don't think you need a genitive for it. It's just kind of a specification slash postposition. So there's no real genitive. It's just not the drum of Guena, but rather the Guena drum.
Ah, right. I was kind of wondering if the Gwena was a specific type of priest that would be found where the lament was happening, or because you've got specifications of musicians that are specifically employed to be sad and lament things. So I was wondering if a Gwena was one of them.
I
Not.
saw that throne room is Guen, so I don't know if that's related. There are so many homophones.
That's interesting. I'm not certain really. We can research this, I guess, after the class.
Sounds good.
Okay. Line number 37. Does anyone want to do it?
Okay. Chuck, did you haven't gone yet? Do you want to do it? Or,
I don't mind doing it either.
I mean, I could try it. I think I know some of I just don't know the I think I can recognize the verb form now, maybe.
Sure.
So well, there's not a D on the end, but okay, so the A, so I'd have A2 and then uh Dingir dot Ane
Hmm.
and then Ningen dot Amu or dot A dot Mu and then Ani and maybe I don't know why there's not a B on the end. Maybe there's a circle with the unmarked form there, but
That's a
I'm
good
not sure.
question, actually. I'll have to
Or
think
maybe
about
it's a tablet thing. Yeah.
it. Oh, yeah, maybe it is a typo. Actually, I'm most certain it is.
Because there's
I can
B's
look.
on the end of a lot of the lines. So
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, later we'll check. Also, I don't think it's. We can check. Ningin 2.
yeah, because I don't remember that word.
Ningin is to go around.
Total or
Yeah,
oh,
go.
and circle. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, this line was pretty easy compared to the last couple. So I think I say that now, but
Hmm.
so the palace or not palace, sorry, the temple of the gods, literally the house of the gods, um, encircle it for for me. So
Right.
encircle the house of the gods for me.
Right. So here there's a hidden genitive, basically.
Oh yeah, right.
So
Thank you. Good catch.
no problem. Encircle the house of the gods for me.
Also, there's this idiom. There's this um mnemonic that I remember that's PNC, not the bank, but the like person number case for the remembering the order of the some of the case endings. And I think this is kind of a good example of it. You have like Dingir is the person, Ene is the number and Ak is the case. So just
Right.
for people listening, this might be helpful thing to remember the order.
Yeah, basically it's as far as the noun can extend. The only thing that could possibly be added here is another case, since the genitive is one of those cases,
CC.
right? But yep, it's basically the full extension of a noun.
Cool.
Good. Very well. Very, very good. Okay. Can I do the next one?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Yeah,
Alright.
go for it. Thank you.
So, Ibi is MSL for Igi, which means face or eyes. And I think should be the Igitsu, so your eyes. Hurmab. Hur to place, to direct, I think. I haven't done my homework.
To draw and to scratch, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So hur, a, mu, a, and then just b, I think. So we lost the locative element along the way. Giri, su, hur, a, ma, so mu, a, b. So I think it should be like a line here or something. Scratch doesn't make a whole lot of sense, maybe.
I think it's scratch as in like rend, as in like, you know, like very vividly like scratch down your face, like scratch your eyes, scratch your nose.
Could be, yeah, makes sense. Well, that's exactly what the line means. So scratch your eyes for me.
Which is really nice for a Inanna, in case your worshippers have itchy faces.
I guess so.
Although,
Scratch.
can eyes also mean face? Because you don't want people to necessarily blind themselves.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
that's a good point, I guess.
I guess semantics, but
Yeah, I wouldn't like that, I guess. I wouldn't be very useful after that.
me neither.
I think it's fairly typical lamentation language in like throughout a lot of periods though is like you kind of like rend your eyes, like they're closed obviously, but like you scratch your eyes, you scratch like
Oh
down the
yeah,
sides of your nose.
totally. You pull out your hair, that's also pretty common in
Yeah.
Greek tragedy. Yeah.
Try that. Doesn't feel very good. Okay. Ki muluda nudi hashgar suhurmab. Ha. This one is tough.
All right. Yeah, this one sucked.
Yeah, no, I can see why. Because nobody really knows.
Yeah, I was really confused though because I thought key might be a determinative.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think it's key mulad ak. So like in the lands of Mulad, but I've got no idea where those lands would be.
Mulu is MSL for the loop.
Yeah, it's like people, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. But I thought Mulad may be a place, like or in the place of the people, I guess maybe.
Let's try and look this up on Orak. Mulug. Mulum. Mulug. Mulu. 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 Mul. Mulu. 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 Ursang. Mulu. Mulu. 2 pages. Okay. No, I don't think so. No.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no.
Would it be
Mul.
possible to link this website in the Discord later?
Sure.
I think
This is
yeah,
basically a
start using them.
database of lexical tablets.
Nice.
So it's all Akkadian to Sumerian and Sumerian to Akkadian, mostly Sumerian to Akkadian.
It'll look slightly different than the EPSD, so it's, kind of
Yeah.
helpful for the eyes after that. Cool.
Yep. Alrighty. So yeah, this line is kind of weird. So nu D. You guys know what D means here?
It's the incompletive form of do 11, I think.
Do
To
11
speak. Have I got the wrong verb?
No, you have gotten it right. I mean, so I think like this.
Incompleted meaning maru, like continuous
Yeah, yeah.
aspect. Okay, cool.
So, you see, you should have it
Ah,
here.
yeah, Doug.
Dug to speak, A to speak, and D is a non-finite imperfect stem. However, we have evidence that D alone can also be a very archaic form of to go.
Okay. But is because I don't really know what MSL is. Is it I had the feeling it was like quite post the Sumerian period.
Oh no, I mean D is not MSL, it's standard Sumerian.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's not well documented in APSD1, but I can assure you it's used also in what do you call it? Proverbs and stuff. It
Yeah,
doesn't
and it's detail as well, the legal cases.
right. So nudi I think is still like not moving.
Okay. So as in like do not go to the place of the people, i.e. don't go to where people are.
Hmm. No, I think it's simply okay. Let's just do the rest. I forgot what hashgal means.
Thigh or buttocks, I've seen it translated as.
Cool. Okay. Qur'a mu a bi. Good. So this key muluda is just weird, Probably some stuff going on that I don't understand, but he let's see if this has anything.
Is the da with or
Yeah, yeah,
just a
it is.
oh sorry.
No, it is you see it's rare, but sometimes it's used as sort of as a with it.
Okay.
So you could technically understand it as with a man or in the likes of a man, sort of. Maybe let's see if
So
this.
the place, the one which is the like of a or the place which is populated by people, basically.
I
Maybe.
would also theorize it could be in the spite, like instead of a man, in the stead of a man. That's
Oh, that kind of in place of. Okay, that makes sense.
like, mulu, like lu nudi, like a man that doesn't move, could be interpreted as a man that is forced to stay still, like some sort of cripple or things of that sort. But
Interesting.
I don't want to stretch it too much, so just a man that can't move.
Yeah, I wonder if that shows up anywhere else, to compare it with like talking about legal actions or different individuals who have disabilities in the ancient world. That would be sure that's a whole dissertation topic somewhere. Or it should be if it's not.
Lu nudi. Huh. Doesn't seem to appear in lexical tablets, unfortunately. Let's just try nudi. No translation. Hmm. Yeah, no luck, unfortunately, but that's interesting.
Because I
So,
mean, I had it down as do not speak because it's gonna go back to telling you what to, harm on your body, basically.
mhm.
So I guess it could be like, in like where the people are, do not speak, with mulu being a plural, da with.
The problem is the nu is not how you make negative imperative verbs.
Oh yeah, is it bara?
It's
Bara and nan. Yeah, nadot and.
bara is like
Oh,
should.
should not or will not.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say in a place where people don't move, scratch your buttocks. Oh my God, this sounds so bad. I don't know, guys.
My guess is it has something to do if it we're continuing with the concept of lament. The other things that people weren't allowed to do for at least in ancient Greek culture, who knows, but they did with Sumerian is you don't bathe and you also don't have sex. Those are some things that people abstain from normal things. Also fasting. So maybe this has something to do with like don't go into public and interact with the people. Also don't maybe go to the public bathhouse or have sex. I'm not sure. Or it's just, one of those great mysteries that someone will figure out eventually.
I guess we could keep it as such. Maybe we can expand on this later. We'll come back to it. Maybe we could do like a special with some guests.
I found a proverb that has nudie in it, and it's does not speak.
Well, I mean,
So could it be do not speak with anyone in public or do not speak in a public place, nor I'm not sure what the next part would be.
So huh. This is just weird. Oh, actually, I have an idea. Let me fetch real quick.
I remember when I started studying history so that I didn't have to deal with any mathematical equations, and I feel like I've accidentally fallen into the next worst thing.
Yeah, out of luck here.
Pretty funny.
We can see all the distinct forms, right?
Yeah.
Of blue. So we have more. We don't have. What do you mean we don't have? This is the right one even. Yeah. So 3 Mulu, but this is Mulu 1, yeah? Like this. Okay. Good. So it should technically show up. Mulu B. Mulu. So it does have them though. Mulu. Okay, there's 16 forms. So they have Mulu, Mulungu, Mulu, Mulu, Ngura, Mulu B, Mulu Da. Yeah, here it just says it's a, two instances even. Oh, both in Inanna's descent, of course. How lucky and unpredictable. So yeah, I guess next time you guys are gonna have an answer, but now yeah, maybe we can
Sounds good.
Oh, we have another Mulu. That's just great. Coming up. This time it's a Mulu that doesn't own anything. Because it's a Mulu Nutuku, so it doesn't own anything. Gin, so like a man that doesn't own anything. Tug. Dili A. Mufo, I think, is to dress up.
Yeah.
Where?
Dilly has taken up hours of my life, and I still am no closer to having any idea what it means.
Like a single one, only one.
Yeah, I saw that on EPSD. I just couldn't like make it fit in a way that made
Could it be
sense.
lonely, like lonesomely,
I think,
or in a lonesome state?
So
Okay.
like it's explicitly single.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, it's the same sign as Ash, isn't it?
Yep.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes so much more sense.
Wait, it's Ash, Room, Dealey. That's right. Okay, cool.
Alrighty. Very well. Now we are faced with a problem. Because the name of the temple, I think, is raised. So oh no, the deity, sorry, is not present in the text. I mean, it's been shipped out, but we can still know like what god it is just by looking at the temple name, I think.
It's I mean I've got that bit down as like just the House of Ninlo, like towards
Oh,
the House of Ninlo.
yeah, I guess so.
So I've got like E2, wait, 41. There we go. I've just put it as divine determinative Ninlil Ak Esh.
Is this an MSL form Ninlo with the move?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
And then Meri Zoo, but I think Meri is one word, yeah. And then Dilly again. Um, does the Dilly have an A after this? One like the one above? No.
I do think so, yes.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it's not written, but I think it should be there. And then Gub Mu N.
the N here is probably ni.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Let me get. Okay, so Mary is ngiri, foot.
So where is it? 41. So I've got like in the house of Ninlil, um, like stand only on your feet, but I'm not sure really what that means.
Is Ash into like towards
Yep.
Yeah.
motion towards, or can it also be um within like data or like allocative? I think could be entering into the house of Ninlil only stand only on your feet, like when entering or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's I mean we don't know for certain because whatever came before is not really of any help, but when directed towards, I mean when going towards the temple of Enlil, I think. Not certain, but
Oh, Enlil.
wait. I think it's align only your feet to the temple of Enlil. Towards.
Like
So
direct.
yeah, like that direct your feet towards the temple of Enlil, the house of Enlil.
Okay. Yeah, because it's
Oh,
an order still, isn't it?
Right. So we could either understand the Dili as the one above with the unmarked A, or maybe since it's weird and in one line it has it and the other it doesn't, it could technically have a here, a directive that would make the noun into a what do you call it? An adverb, kind of. So from
what do you think that means in terms of the religious or uh, is there do you have commentary on significance of how that works or
I
why you
think
would direct your feet?
not your feet would say only your feet.
Why would someone do that? Would it be like, is it a sign of desperation that fits into the rest of these statements,
Yeah, I'm not
or
certain
is that
really.
referring to going into the underworld? Like only focus on going into the underworld?
That's a good question. I don't really know how to answer that.
No
I guess we
worries.
can check it out after this.
Yeah, we'll
So
look at.
align only your feet to the house and little. Okay, what time is it? We're past 9, so I'm just gonna do the following line real fast. So mo lil ak she. Oh, never mind. Just when I wanted to do things fast. Ah ha ha. Well,
Fuku Dazune.
do we want to do it now?
Can do.
Yeah, that
Okay,
sounds good.
sure. So I'm just gonna
We know the first part.
right. Mo lil ak she. For certain. Okay, what about this verb?
It's to enter, right?
Yep, cuckoo is to enter.
And Zune. Oh wait, I have a little thing here. Um, I've got it as like you plural, but I'm not sure because it is an annoying verb.
Hmm.
Let me see.
Could the da be commutative, like going together? But that doesn't make sense with what we had above with alone or only.
So basically, the thing is, you have this. So we have finite verbs, so verbal chain, and then the verb, and we have non-finite verb, so adjectives, so verb plus a, or imperative forms, so verb plus a, very insightful, but also e and u. We also have this kind of participle, I like to call it. So you would have the verb. It can be either in the maru or hamtu, doesn't really make much difference. Then you would have if it's in the maru, sometimes you would have ed, and then you would have a, which is the nominalizing particle.
Oh, I see.
Then you would have a what do you call it? Unpersonal, a possessive suffix.
Pronoun.
Yeah, pronoun. Yeah, I guess so. So like tu, gu, etc., etc. And then you would
Right.
have ne, which is not really well understood, but then you would have ne. And altogether, it would mean after X has done the verb.
And does the X refer to, or does the
Did
pronominal suffix refer to the X, or is that
yeah,
after you have done, after you're doing or something?
yeah. So if you have tu is you, if you have ngu is me. If you just have no prefix, you have ne, then it's third person, etc., etc. Or maybe it's yatsunene, maybe. No, yeah. So yep, it basically means after something. So ku, then we have id, then we have a, then we have tu, and then we have ne, which is probably in the directive. It's probably yeah, well, ne. Let's just put it at ne.
Huh.
Altogether, it would mean and after you will have entered the house of Enlil, and what happens when you have after you enter the house of Enlil? Well, it's written in this line.
I could try it if
Sure.
you want. So EB we had before is EG.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing it's the absolutive case. I'm not sure. So the
First,
EB mu and then mulil or enlil um and dot ashe or maybe yeah dot akshe. Thank you.
mm-hmm.
And then that whole thing is probably the absolutive. And
Right.
then oh no, sorry, it's terminative because that's Shay. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Then air two is Roland. Sorry. And then sesh dot a. Mm, and that's the that's the imperative, I think.
Yep, it's a simple
After
imperative.
and after right, simple imperative, like we mentioned above. And I forget that I didn't actually get here in my translation. So
No
if
worries.
Nathan, if you know, or else knows.
Literally, I have no idea what shesh is as
Oh,
a
okay.
verb. I only know
I
it as
I
brother.
have it opened here.
So,
Okay, let me go ahead.
sheshes do cover.
Cover. Okay, great.
So basically cover with
And
tape.
Ereshesh goes together to mean to weep also.
Yep.
But so maybe cover and weeping or
Okay.
uh maybe
We,
something like good. Uh
so er becomes the absolutive object, basically.
got
And
it. So
eb
cover the temple of Enlil and weeping.
no,
Something.
not the temple, the eyes of Enlil.
Oh, the eyes of Enlil and weeping.
But
Right. Yeah.
Iggy Shay is like in front of, right? So
Yep.
like in front of Enlil, lament or cry a lot.
Cry a lot.
Cry a lot before the eyes of Enlil or in front of the eyes. That's cool. Which Enlil's a sky god, right? So that's or am I thinking of another guy? Enlil's the king of the gods, right? So
Yeah, he's like
in
the
front of
god.
Enlil, the god, right? He's like the equivalent of Zeus or Jupiter, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Odin. Neat.
Good. So the last
Cool.
line is kind of part of, I mean, this is the beginning of the next kind of sequence. So I would leave this untranslated for now and we do it next time.
Cool.
And I think that concludes it.
Yeah, we went through a lot of different verb forms there. That's really, really helpful. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, this was a really useful session, as far as you ask me. Very well. So, guys, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I'm gonna stop the thingy, screen sharing.
Are we meeting next week or in 2 weeks? I just want to check that.
Right. So, I say we meet next week. Otherwise, I would have to change the whole plan.
Got it. Okay, sounds good.
So yeah. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. It was a really fun session and really useful one at that. And, I'll see you guys next week, okay?
Yeah, thank you
Thanks,
very
Gabriel.
much.
Sounds good. Have a
See
nice
you guys
weekend.
next
Take care.
week.
Bye bye.
Yep,
See you
next
guys.
week.
Sounds good. Bye.
See you guys later.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.